What up, Smart Rapper? I'm in the new house. First video in here. I'm gonna get everything all set up. It's gonna look really crazy cool when I'm done, and I'm gonna show you guys my home studio and everything else like that when it's all good to go. Very excited. But question asked was, what's a good laptop that's not super expensive that you can make music on? So in this video, I'm actually gonna tell you and recommend to you the specs for the computer, and also give you some recommendations on some places you can get a really cheap but very good computer that you can record yourself on. And I've actually purchased computers from these places before, so you can know that they're reliable. We're gonna get into that. You're gonna become smarter right after the intro. I'm Rob Level. This is SmartRapper.com. Just so you know, you don't need a crazy laptop or some super computer to record yourself. You can run Pro Tools from a decent computer that's not gonna cost you really that much money. As long as you're not trying to edit videos like I do, like editing these videos and editing music videos, then you're gonna need like a faster computer, better processor, a better video card and all that stuff, but you're not really worried about that. You're just trying to run something like Pro Tools or Cubase or Cakewalk or Fruity Loops or whatever you're gonna run, and that doesn't really require that much processing power at all. I was recording myself when I was like 15 on hand-me-down computers that were worth like maybe 80 to 100 bucks. I got away with it. Of course, I'm gonna give you, the technology's advanced since then, so you're gonna be able to get a really cheap computer and actually be able to record yourself. I'm gonna show you the places today, all right? I even traveled around the country using a $315 laptop that I got from one of these places, and then that thing lasted me for freaking, 2 years. I think the hard drive in it died after 1 year, but it only cost me $35 to replace it. And then I had it for another year. Like seriously, like dirt cheap laptop, still works. I actually still have it. I just saw it in one of these moving boxes that I have in here. So here's a list of the requirements that you should really look into having if you're going to buy a computer to start recording yourself. This way there won't be any skipping, you're gonna have enough data, you're gonna have enough RAM on the computer, you're gonna have enough space for your recording and storing your audio files as you start to make tons of songs. Let's get into that real quick. Number one, I highly recommend, at the bare minimum, for your safety, or not for your safety, for yourself, is you get an Intel i5 processor at the very minimum, at the lowest, or an equivalent. I highly suggest that you do not get an AMD processor or any other type of processor besides an Intel processor. Every time I've had an AMD computer, the thing is just garbage, stupid slow within a month. In my personal opinion, I don't use AMD. Maybe something that will change in the future that will make me like them, but at this moment in time, I'm not a fan of AMD, I go for Intel. I just bought a $2,000 computer to record and edit all my videos on, and Intel i7 7700, 4.2 gigahertz. I mean, it's a monster. But yeah, well, with Intel, I always go with Intel. I trust that it works, and I've had bad experiences with AMD. Number two, you're gonna want at least 4 gigabytes of DDR3 or DDR4 RAM or better. Okay, and 4 gigs is like standard, but I'm just making sure that if you go choose a computer, make sure that it's not 2 gigs. Make sure you're getting at least 4 gigs. Okay, because even having the operating system on is going to take up like about a gig of it. So you only have 3 left, and then you're running, the effects, and if you start really wanting to mix it and stuff, like you need at least 4. I'm really going to recommend it. If you can afford it, you can get it. You're going to get 8 gigabytes of RAM. Okay, because that's a solid amount. Because for video, if you're doing video, you're going to want at least 16 gigs of RAM, and it may seem like overkill, but it'll help in a lot of stages, and also your video card will have RAM in it as well, just saying if you're thinking about that. And then number 3, at least make sure that you get at least 1 terabyte of space. You're gonna think you only need like 500 gigabytes, but even just for music, it adds up fast, because when you're recording in the software, it's recording WAV files, and each one can turn out to be like 50 to 100 megabytes, and that adds up if you're recording hundreds of tracks and recording songs on a regular basis. So just be safe and get at least 1 terabyte, and then again, you can always go buy, there's a 3 terabyte here, there's a 1 terabyte, I have like 20 hard drives. You can get hard drives for like 60 bucks, external hard drives, so just like but having an internal will it's gonna save you time, and it's gonna be cheaper for you if you get a desktop. I know some people are thinking, oh, I need a laptop because I can be portable with it, but if you're just working from home, I recommend you get yourself a better desktop computer instead of spending more to get a laptop, because laptops, since they're smaller, the technology has to be smaller, so you have to pay more money for the smaller tech. But if you get a desktop, it's bigger, you can get more in it for cheaper, and it'll be more powerful for you for the same price. Now, there's a couple places that I recommend that you can get a laptop from. Number one place that I say you can get one from is called laptopexperience.com. Now, this is actually, these are refurbished laptops, and I bought 3 laptops from here, and I recommended it to my aunt, the person who adopted me. I recommended that she buy one from there, and she bought one from there as well. And it still, to my knowledge, still works for her. So, and I paid, their top computer that I bought from there was an i5 processor. They had like 8 gigs of RAM, and it was a really solid, and that's the one that lasted for a long time. And I only paid $315 for that thing. I mean, and it still works, like today. It still works, okay? On Laptop Experience, there's computers that cost freaking like, shoot. Let me go in here real quick. I'm looking at this right now, because I bought that computer that one I was talking about that was $315. I bought that like 3 years ago, and obviously, again, technology advances fast. This one right here, the one I'm looking at right here for $305, is an i5 processor, 2.5 gigahertz, and it has 16 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM, right? For $300. Like that's a solid laptop. You could probably get what you're looking for like $200, to be completely honest with you. Here, this is one with $185. This is beautiful. $185. It's an E6-220 laptop. It's a Dell Latitude i5 processor, 8 gigs of DDR3. It only has a 320 gigabyte hard drive, but that's okay for $185, and I'm pretty sure it's free shipping. You know what I'm saying? Like you probably get a really solid computer. Here's another one with 4 gigs of DDR3, $160. All right, and then number 2, I actually bought my next laptop because Laptop Experience didn't have a laptop strong enough for what I wanted when I first initially moved to LA, and I put my budget from $300 to $400 because that's all I could afford at the time. And I got that off of Newegg.com, and I went to like dozens of computers, and I really checked the specs and compared all the specs, and I ended up getting one for $400 that was an i7 processor. And it still works. I just lent it to somebody to use for Photoshop, and it worked well for them for the weekend. Yeah, but you just have to search around on Newegg though, because on Newegg there's tons of stuff. You gotta make sure you don't get screwed or scammed. So you gotta like really just check the ratings, make sure that they get good reviews and everything like that. And yeah, you can get that's only if you're gonna go over the $300 mark, because typically like the ones that on here that are the deals top out at around $300. But if you only got $150, Laptop Experience is great. Now the last one I'm gonna recommend to you is Amazon. You can get a solid computer from Amazon. That's kind of what like Newegg is. So if you go on Amazon and you look for laptops, I'll put links below to an example of some cheap laptops, so you can just click straight to them and check them out. Potentially, maybe you want to get one of those laptops. And you can get one of those. They're probably $150, $200, maybe up to $300. I'll put a couple options for you. And these computers, and even actually, you know what? I'll even look for desktops as well. He asked what a laptop, but I'm going to say that you guys can do either or. If you don't plan on traveling, if you're just going to work in your house, get a desktop. Okay, I'll put a couple links for you guys, so you guys can be like, oh, okay, check this out. Okay, this will work for me. But don't forget, if you get a desktop, you also have to have a mouse, which you can get for like $10. You also got to get a keyboard, which you get for like $5, and you also got to get a monitor. And the monitor could cost you some money, unless you get the computer that comes with a monitor. I'll look to see what I can find. But oftentimes, I'll actually get a monitor. I have a gang. I have a bunch. I have like 6 monitors. I have like 6 24-inch monitors, a 32-inch widescreen monitor. I got a bunch. I bought so many monitors. You can get a monitor for like $80 on Amazon or on Newegg. Just, it's not even a big deal. But you just became a smarter rapper. I'll put those links below for you guys. So if you want to go get yourself a computer so you can start recording yourself, and you want it to be reliable, check out those 3 places, all right? I'm Rob Lovell, this is smartrapper.com. Hit me with a like, hit me with your bars of the day, the 4 bars, let me see them. I gotta get used to this room, still trying to get used to it, but I'm gonna start cranking out these videos, get this room all set up, my acoustic treatment. I'm even gonna make videos on how to set the acoustic treatment up, how to set the studio up, my studio gear, everything that I use, everything like that. I'm very excited for everything that's coming right now. It's the end of the year, wrapping stuff up, moving new people in. Smart Rapper community's coming, Rap Tweets is coming back. Everything is in grind mode. Super excited. All right, I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow with another video. Hit that subscribe button, and when you do, hit that little bell, because it's gonna notify you every time I release a new video, which is every day, so you can become a smart rapper. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, here's some more videos. Check those out. I've been up all day. Trying to make my way.